So we raised butterflies a little while ago, and a couple of them didn't make it. They were born with malformations in their wings, and they weren't able to get to a place of thriving. And so I'm creating a memoriam for them. And I'm here admiring the delicacy of their miraculous beings, here admiring the little teeny tiny particulars that create a butterfly, and just holding the delicate preciousness of life and being able to explore it from this brand new perspective that I've not yet explored it. You know, I've seen them hatch from their cocoons. I've seen them frolicking in nature. I've spent a lot of time with butterflies, but never in this setting. And it is opening up my mind and my heart to exploring life from new perspectives, which is always an awesome time of growing, healing, evolving, transforming into new realms of perceiving, which enables new realms of being, because perspective is one of the 10 aspects of personal power, which is a concept that I've created while healing myself the past few years. And so perspective is power. And so as I'm here marveling at these little teeny tiny creatures, I'm noticing their eyes. And their eyes are these super, super tiny, delicate things. Teeny, 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 tiny. And yet somehow, when a butterfly is alive, this teeny, 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 tiny thing is translating data from the atmosphere. Maybe not in the exact same way that our human eyeballs do. You know, butterflies are unique. But how miraculous to have these little teeny, teeny, tiny things that somehow translate data from the atmosphere to provide the consciousness of this butterfly with sensory information to allow it to expand into its being. Like, what is life but one great, big, giant, mystical experience? Life is so beautiful, life is so profound, and when we can expand our heart space, when we can expand our heart space into the fullness of what it means to be alive, life is about the fullness of fully aliving, because aliving is now a word, it's a verb. It's a brand new healing journey word. Life is about the fullness of fully aliving. And when we can just take time to pause and witness the miracles of existence, whether it's the miracle of another being's existence, maybe an animal, maybe your pet, or an animal creature you see in nature. If you're on a hike and you see a squirrel, maybe you stop to marvel at it. Or if you are in a little garden, maybe you see a butterfly and you stop to marvel at it. Allow for those moments to heal you. Allow for those moments to heal you. Allow for the deep breath of your own miraculous expansion to heal and revitalize the aspects of your consciousness that are aching and hurting. Allow for the beauty of the moment and the transcendent, surreal magic of what it means to exist at all, to be such a dynamic sensation that it floods your being so that you can encompass a new realm of perception that can empower you forward into a greater love of your own being, which then heals you even deeper. Take time to notice everyday magic. Take time to notice the beauty of what it means to be alive. Take time to appreciate the great dynamic depth of your own miraculous existence. Your eyes are magic. Your ears are magic. Your nose is made of pure magic, friends. Your mouth is magic. Your fingernails are magic. Your hands are magic. Your ability to sense the world around you and the world within you is pure magic. Let the magic heal you into happiness. And this is honestly a huge theme in my brand new book, Healing into Happiness PLAYbook. It's filled with play prompts and play sheets, because I don't believe healing should be a whole lot of excruciating work. I believe it should be fun and have a whole lot of love and happiness and beauty involved, no matter what you're healing from and no matter what you're healing to. And if you want to explore that, you can explore more of my story. Igniting a Hope Revolution shares some, and I have some blog articles that share some stuff. My path has not been easy, which is, quite frankly, a ridiculous understatement. Healing into Happiness PLAYbook is all about playing and allowing your own love to ascend you into a greater depth of dynamic personal power. It's all about transforming your mental health and experiences of consciousness through lighthearted, tender play with a foundation of self-love. The book presents a brand new understanding of mental health. This perspective doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. I created it from scratch. I've been trying to heal myself for a very long time, and I only became successful when I started to research neuroscience 3 years ago and then incorporate that knowledge with my decade plus of psychology research and then explore healing modalities by trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, day in and day out for years. It was the only thing I was doing until I figured out how to heal myself and how to completely rewire my brain and body. Completely recalibrate my nervous system from over 2 decades of chronic traumatic stress and dozens of associated health battles, mentally and physically. Completely recalibrated my nervous system, completely transformed the natural regulation of my brain waves, completely transformed the natural regulation of my hormones and neurotransmitters, completely transformed the entire manner in which my brain and body automatically, naturally exist within themselves and contribute to my experiences of consciousness. Completely rewired my brain hemispheric engagement, bringing greater balance to my brain regions. Completely healed my brain so that I have increased frontal lobe engagement, something that just kept shutting down because there was so much traumatic stuff being activated all the time. Completely healed and transformed my memory systems, completely healed and transformed my subconscious, unconscious attachments that developed during early childhood, became disrupted by trauma during early childhood, and then continued to experience pain and all this stuff going on throughout my entire life because they'd never fully developed. And then, relationships happen and pain happens and things happen, and that part of the neurophysiological stuff that we experience as ourself became even more wounded. I healed all of that. And in the process, I created this brand new understanding of mental health. And that's what the book is founded on. And so it presents this brand new understanding of mental health. And then it takes you through this process of playing. And there's a bunch of play sheets, and it walks you through how to use the book to its fullest potential. And if you use the book to its fullest potential, there's enough content in there to fuel your healing journey for over 3 years. There's enough healing journey magic in there to allow you to continually experience greater depths of transformation, completely rerouting your entire experience of your consciousness, your neurophysiology, and your mental health, completely reprogramming you from the inside out in a way that feels good. And you don't have to look at the pain to do it. You get to just play and live in love. Because that's like the coolest, awesomest way to heal, right? Is to just play and live in love. And feel your power just continually expand until you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so powerful. I'm so powerful. Yeah. Feel the great expanse of my own dynamic love. Woo, ain't life a playground? And then you don't even have to heal by looking at all the painful ick. You get to heal by just enjoying the miraculous being that you already are. And in the process, you're rewiring all the stuff where the pain's coming from deep within you. And so with this exploration of consciousness from the inside out, this brand new foundation of mental health, there's play sheets and play prompts so that you can play in your everyday healing journey of life. And it's designed to be very easily incorporated into your everyday healing journey of life. So even if you don't have like a lot of time or a lot of extra resources or this and that, even if you're not in therapy or whatever, this is something you can tangibly do. They're meant to be easy, they're meant to be fun, they're meant to be lighthearted, and there's a process through walking through each of them, so you have so much power along the way. You grow in your self-awareness, you grow in your personal power, you grow in your self-love, you grow in all of these ways, you grow in your mindfulness, you develop all these cool new practices that help you see the world through a lens of magic. Literally, like experiencing everyday magic is one of the objectives of the book. You get to experience magic every single day. You get to experience infinite moments of happily ever after while you're rewiring your entire neurophysiology from the inside out and completely transforming your experiences of consciousness. And there's enough magic to allow for this to be a continued journey for over 3 years. It's amazing. So there's a bunch of play sheets, dozens and dozens of pages of play sheets. They're like worksheets, but a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more filled with just love. Like there's just love poured into every page so that as you're walking through it, you get to pour love into your being in a way that's easy and tangible and feels good to experience and invest in. So there's dozens of play sheets, helps you recognize your brainwave regulation, your nervous system regulation, helps you set intentions, helps you calibrate to the positive clues of consciousness you want to experience, like peace, hope, joy, and fulfillment. And then there's 95 play prompts, 95 activities to help you play with your healing journey of life. 95 play prompts, 95 healing journey activities that lovingly guide you through a process of expanding your own presence. It is such a powerful book, and I've been working on these concepts for years. It's taking a lot of magic that I've had in my life and have been storing away in my miraculous consciousness, and now I'm finding ways to present it to all of you guys so that you can share in the magic that I've discovered while I've been healing myself from the greatest depths of darkness and impossibilities. I've been working on creating these play prompts for about 5 years and researching the concepts to allow for total deep healing in the process for even longer. And I use these practices every single day, and they keep working in new ways. The more I practice them, the more I heal into happiness. The more I practice them, the more I recalibrate my nervous system. The more I practice them, the more I fall in love with myself. The more I practice them, the more power I feel is within my grasp every moment of every day. And I've been using them for years, and they're still adding to my power. They're still adding to my love. It's awesome. It's many magics. And you deserve to live in a consciousness that feels good to inhabit and experience life through. You're already worthy. You already have power. You just need to learn how to harness that power and that worthiness so that you can feel it and allow it to spread into all corners of your neurophysiology and your consciousness. So if you're interested in my Healing into Happiness playbook, please check out my article below. It goes into deep dynamic depth of all that's included so you know exactly what magic you're investing in. And like I said, there's enough magic to keep you busy for over 3 years. You're not just investing in a book, you're investing in hundreds of hours of deep healing transformation that feels good and makes a real difference inside of your body unconsciously, beyond your awareness. It's making a difference. It's many, 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 many transformative magics. You won't find anything else out there like this. No one else is creating healing concepts of play from a basis of neuroscientific understandings of human consciousness. No one else is exploring healing from these routes in these exact ways. So please, if any of my stuff resonates with you, please check it out, because you deserve to have all the fun in your healing journey. You deserve to have all the power and all the love and all the laughter and all the victories. There's a lot of victories in this. Sometimes you just need a win. You just need to feel like you got this. You just need to feel some encouragement. You just need to feel some hope. You just need to feel some loving presence. And this provides oodles and oodles of it. So please check out my link below for more information. Like I said, it goes into all the dynamic depths so you know exactly what you're investing in. And then if you're interested in ordering a copy, you can email me at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. I'd be so honored to share these healing magics with you. So take time to notice the magic, take time to appreciate the great dynamic intricacies of our own existence. Within us and around us are a million miracles, and it's easy to forget that or struggle to connect with it because there's so much going on. There's so much going on inside of us. There's so much going on around us. And it really takes intentionality to quiet all that noise and tune into the magic of existing. Your breath is magic. Let every breath you breathe be magic. It's one of my mantras I'm playing with. Let every breath you breathe be magic. Let every step you take be magic. One of my new mantras I'm playing with. And if you're ever looking for healing journey guidance, my absolute favorite thing in the world is to connect with soul friends along a healing journey of their own and just share I'm so excited, I'm tongue-tied. I share sacred healing space and connect with you compassionately wherever you are, no matter if you're on a healing journey of mental health or a relational healing journey or a spiritual healing journey or a dream-chasing healing journey. No matter if it's anxiety or depression or trauma or dissociation, no matter if you have a diagnosis or if you don't have a diagnosis, no matter if you've been struggling for a few days or a few decades, no matter who you are, where you are, I'd be honored to just meet with you and connect with you exactly where you are. And from that space, explore what you've been experiencing from a new perspective. I explore human consciousness from the inside out because that is the most effective way to heal, transform, and empower any human being on the planet. Experience comes from our consciousness. Whatever's going on with us is coming from inside of us. And healing from the outside in does not produce very transformative results. But healing from the inside out changes the entire game of life. Because the whole game of life that we're experiencing is coming from in here. When we change this, everything changes. The way we experience ourselves changes for the better. The way we experience life and other people and our own opportunities and the sunshine every day, it can all actually very deeply, dynamically, profoundly change when our consciousness is healed from the inside out. And so when I meet with brave, beautiful, brilliant, beloved soul friends through a consciousness consulting call, we share sacred healing space, compassionately connecting with exactly where the consciousness that carries you is. And from that space, we explore your clues of consciousness so that you understand the reason all of the stuff in you and around you is kind of manifesting the way that it is. And I help divulge the secrets of what's happening in your consciousness beyond your direct and immediate awareness. And from this space of renewed self-understanding, renewed self-clarity, renewed self-compassion, I help you create a tangible plan of action so that you have all the tools you need to move forward to reclaim your personal power by lovingly befriending the miraculous consciousness within. It is my area of expertise, and it brings me great joy to help other souls along their healing journeys. My life's work is this healing journey of healing consciousness, and it's an honor to be able to share such sacred healing wisdom because you deserve all the healing empowerment in the world, and I'd be honored to help pour that into you. So if you're interested in my healing journey services, you can explore my website in the link below, or you can email me anytime at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. If you have any questions, I can help, answer, guide you to the information, or if you're ready to schedule your call, we can connect through there. So my best method of contact is email at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. I also offer a variety of healing journey resources, tools, merchandise, content, all the magics. I have my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit where I explain, explore, and empower human consciousness from the inside out while healing myself deeply and completely from decades of traumatic stress and a variety of battles it created, including dissociative identity disorder. I mapped out human consciousness from the inside out. And from my own research of neuroscience, connecting with my own research through thousands of hours of self-hypnosis, connected with external research as I explored the way that other people experience their consciousness, I've created this map, this miraculous map that actually explains human consciousness from the inside out in a way that no one else in the world knows No one else in the world is talking about consciousness in exactly these ways, to this depth, to this degree of understanding from inside of it. And so I explain human consciousness from the inside out. What's happening inside of us beyond our direct immediate awareness, how it develops, how it's sculpted into existence, how it operates, how it interacts with one another, how it connects with memories and all these different kinds of particulars beyond our immediate awareness within our neurophysiology. And then I explain how it affects our unfolding life experience. And then I explain who our subconscious parts are. We have 4 kinds of subconscious parts according to my miraculous inner being diagram of consciousness. And exploring my consciousness with this understanding provided a backdrop of perceiving everything. Everything made sense from this lens. I was always trying to find the language to articulate what was happening. I was always trying to connect the dots and figure out, okay, this goes here and this triggered that and that goes back to here and this goes back to here and this part is hurting here. And none of the existing models of consciousness or neurophysiology fully made sense of it all. But this one does. This one makes sense of all of it. Every single piece of human consciousness can be explained through this. It is so thrilling. So there's 4 kinds of subconscious parts, and I explain all of them, who they are, how they developed, how experiences of love sculpt them into existence, what their attributes are, what they're like, what their little individual personalities are like. And then from there I actually provide, that's like less than half the book. Less than half the booklet I've already described. All of that information is in there, and it's just the beginning. My Restoring Consciousness Toolkit then dives deep into explaining how you can heal your parts of consciousness and work with them. It provides step-by-step instructions of how to work with them and flowcharts so you can easily recognize their presence just based on the kinds of thoughts and feelings you're experiencing. And so you get to use just the 5% of your consciousness that you're directly and immediately aware of to connect with all of it. The 100% gets to come together, and there's these step-by-step instructions, and it walks you through the process with tender love, and there's tips and guidance and all sorts of things in it, and then the flow charts help you just recognize at a glance. So you have all the tools you need to work with your parts in this brand new way, brand new healing way I've created from scratch. And then that's not all. The book actually continues. The Healing Journey Guide with my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit continues to allow you to expand your personal power. What is personal power? Why does it matter? How do you harness it? How do you have power? How do you get this personal power that Kristin keeps talking about? And it explains all of it and provides you not just with information to understand the concepts, but step-by-step things of what you can do in your everyday healing journey of life to fully harness your power. And then there's also a tool called Bull Ray. You could describe it as a mindfulness tool, but really it's just a complete magical transformational tool because it can be used to completely transform any clue of consciousness anytime, anywhere. So if you're at the grocery store, if you're driving, if you're out with a friend, if you're laying in bed, anywhere you are, you can use this easily. And it can transform any clue of consciousness, anxiety, depression, dissociation, anything can be transformed through this Bull Ray. It's a very powerful thing. It's, I think, 6 steps, and it walks you through all of them. It walks you through how to use every single one of them so that you totally have the tools you need to fully harness your power and just evolve into the great expanse of all that you innately are. Very magical stuff. So if you're interested in that, again, there's an article that dives deep and explains everything that's in it so you know exactly the magic you're investing in. It walks you through every single piece that's included in it, and you can be like, whoa, I think that might actually help. That sounds pretty cool. And then you can go in and just kind of browse through what's there. And if you're interested in ordering a copy, you can email me at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. And there's 3 options for that too. So there's 3 different options for the ways that you can acquire those magics. So please feel free to explore that. And then I also have my guided meditations. I have a package I can gift you, or I also create monthly guided meditations on Patreon. So you can kind of take your pick and explore from there. My package deal is 50 minutes all together, and it walks you through cultivating a brand new ability in your consciousness to observe yourself in a brand new way from a brand new perspective. I use this every day for a few months, and I could actually feel new neural networks growing. And now I'm reaping the benefits of it because now I don't need the guided meditation. I just have this natural ability to use the skills that it taught me. But it's great because it teaches it in a way that feels good. Like, I know sometimes guided meditations can feel really rough and like kind of nerve-wracking and a little anxiety-provoking, and you're just like, where is this going? there's too much stillness, get me out. And so I kind of keep that in mind when I create my guided meditations. I know it can feel a little nerve-wracking, especially if you're new to meditations or if you have a lot of stuff trapped in your consciousness that is causing pain from past experiences, which I can relate with both of those because I was new with guided meditations at one point too, once upon a time. And, you know, even for years after that, meditations were rough because it was time sitting with all the scary stuff that was coming up. And so I create my guided meditations with that in mind. And so there's just extra gentleness, extra tenderness, and it's not just sitting. I take you on a journey so you have somewhere to focus. You're not just stuck sitting in silence with all this stuff coming up. I take you on a journey of consciousness. I take you on a journey of consciousness, soul friends. And it's a beautiful journey. And there's all kinds of imaginative scenes. Like I have memories in my consciousness from these meditations because the visualizations were so specific and so well articulated. And I grew these pictures in my brain and they're just really magical. And so you can actually create brand new memories and experiences, practicing presence with your consciousness in a way that feels good. And so that's my Sailing Through Consciousness guided meditation collection. Many Magics teaches you new skills about how to be present with your consciousness, but in a way that feels good and gives you visualizations and fun little journeys to focus on and walk through so you're not just stuck in silence with any scary stuff that might be coming up. And then I take you even further to that, where you go into different layers. The longer one of the two, and you can use them however you want. You don't have to use them all at once. You can do a few minutes here, a few minutes there, and let it be a journey you go on for a week. You can make it whatever you want it to be. It's your healing journey, and you get to play with it in whatever way feels good and resonates with where you're at and how you're experiencing life. And so the meditation walks you through this journey, and because I've explored human consciousness from the inside out, I go through different layers of consciousness. I go through the different layers of subconscious realms. And if you're curious about the different aspects of subconscious realms, you can explore some of my other videos. I talk about them a fair amount in a lot of my recent videos. But we have 5 main aspects comprising our subconscious realms. And so I take you layer by layer, deeper and deeper into your consciousness, one step at a time, with love and presence and deep breaths and affirmations and visualizations and empowerment and all kinds of goodies in there. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And again, I have an article that goes into deep dynamic depth. I like to be very upfront about what I'm offering so you know what you're investing in. There's even a little preview so you can see if the style of me talking resonates with you. And if not, that's okay. But I encourage you to at least check it out and see the options available to you along this healing journey. There's so many resources, and it's important to find what resonates with you. And if you're interested in my Patreon, I create monthly guided meditations on there as well. And so there's a different theme every month. And I play with different themes and different ways of meditating. Sometimes it's with affirmations, sometimes it's with a mirror, sometimes it's exploring different, aspects of our breath. So there's lots of different themes on there, different meditations every month. And those are roughly about 10 minutes, but it really kind of varies month to month. And then, so I've got the guided meditations, I've got the Restoring Consciousness Toolkit, I have my favorite, Consciousness Consulting Calls. I just feel like that allows for the most to occur in the transformation, just connecting in that way. And then I have my Healing into Happiness Playbook. And then I also have some other magics for you guys. I create other content on Patreon too, so feel free to check out that link if you're interested. And just depending on which tier you subscribe to, there's different amounts of benefits that you receive. And then I also have merchandise on Teespring. So if you're interested in like mugs and sweatshirts or t-shirts or tank tops or stickers or like cool stuff like that, there's things that say, I love my parts of consciousness and I am a unicorn of consciousness. And for people who live with a multi-conscious mind, there's Mosaic Mind Pride with a super cool unicorn stuff on there. And a huge shout out to Haley Stern for helping me create that store back in the early days of all these magics. So you can check out my Teespring store, and the latest edition that I've created and added is my Unicorn of Consciousness. I am a unique horn of consciousness, and there's unique horn, and there's an acronym about what it means to be a unicorn. And to be a full-fledged unicorn of consciousness, and again, it's spelled unique horn. You're a unique horn of consciousness. Your uniqueness is your magic, your authenticity is your gifting. But to become a full-fledged unicorn of consciousness, there's actually like 15 pages or so in Healing into Happiness Playbook that walks you through what it means to be a unicorn of consciousness and how you can become one. It's really fun. It's a whole lot of fun. So please explore my healing journey offerings. I'd be honored to share my magics with you. And you know, your healing journey is worth investing in. You are the only person you're guaranteed to spend the rest of your life with. And that should feel really good, because your consciousness should feel really good, because it's magic. And if it doesn't, that's just an invitation to expand your love and power. Every moment's an opportunity. Every moment's an opportunity. Every trigger, every problem, every challenge is allowed to be an opportunity to just expand into your own greater depths of self-love. Perspective is power. And I encourage a healing perspective, no matter what that looks like. I love you. Thank you for tuning in with these magics. I appreciate you letting me share all my offerings with you guys and my perspectives and stuff. Like, I appreciate that you're here investing in your healing journey. It takes courage. It takes relentless tenderness and brave courage to dare to rise up into your power. And this world is blessed through your healing journey investments. And I am so proud of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I'll see you next time.